Sponsored by rxcardclub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. rxcardclub.com. Damien Cox, why it's going to take real games to figure out the Maple Leafs goaltending situation. Damien Cox is a former Star Sports reporter who is a current freelance contributing columnist based in Toronto. Follow him on Twitter, @DamoSpin. 10 days to go. Still, we can pretty much agree the NHL preseason has never been as meaningless as it is now. Injuries to high-profile veterans like Drew Doughty and Patrick Lane, sidelined for an indeterminate period of time Saturday night by a Maple Leafs forward with zero chance of making the team, have only further underlined this waste of time the NHL insists upon every year. Sure, a weak team like Montreal, a long shot to make the playoffs, has loads of young players to evaluate. But contracts still speak louder than performance in most cases, and most teams pretty much know their roster before training camp starts. The number of players who are surprise starters for one of the 32 clubs when the games that matter commence are few and far between. It's a nice little money-making process for the league, however, a chance to charge regular season prices for games that often include 50% non-NHL talent. So it will continue until perhaps the next collective bargaining period when the union finally wakes up and demands an end to this nonsense. Article continues below. Just think. The season could have started 2 weeks ago, and maybe ended by the 1st of June or even late May. For the Leafs, the preseason has included knocks to William Nylander, Austin Matthews, and John Tavares, who all should be healed by the season opener. Watching Toronto wannabe Cedric Paire take out Lane with an accidental but reckless knee-on-knee hit should make head coach Craig Berube and GM Brad Treliving disinclined to play any of the team's stars the rest of the way. There is nothing to be gained. But, you might say, what about Nick Robertson? What about the 2 goals he has scored in the past 3 games, including 2 on Saturday night? Folks, Robertson isn't doing anything Leaf management didn't know he could do. What they don't know is how much of a 200-foot player he can be on a consistent basis, and what teammates he might complement in order to grab a regular lineup spot. You need regular season competition to find answers to those questions, not preseason scrimmages. With Fraser Minton missing camp, the most notable youngster with a shot to make it would be Easton Cowan. He played his 4th game in Montreal, but doesn't quite look ready to crack a talented Leafs forward group. A trip back to London looms. Article continues below. The biggest mystery for the Leafs, as it was during the off-season, is their goaltending. An optimist might say they have some depth with Joseph Woll, Anthony Stolarz, Matt Murray, and Dennis Hildeby, who looked NHL ready on Saturday, albeit against a Montreal team that is one of the weakest offensive groups in the NHL. A pessimist, on the other hand, would suggest the Leafs have 4, which means they don't have 1.